Are you tired of campground jobs? Would you like something different? Hi, I'm Steve Turtle, and I'm a work camper. This story is about Jill and me, our adventures, our travels, and a whole lot of work camper stuff. Last week, we traveled to Union, South Carolina, Huntersville, North Carolina, and then on to Fort Eustis, Virginia. We talked about how much travel is too much travel, and Monkey was in the airport. If you missed last week's story and you'd like to see it, I'll leave a link right up there. This week, we're going to talk about some different kinds of work camper jobs. Monkey and Chicken are going to tell a joke, and I'm going to tell you all about our adventure from Fort Eustis, Virginia, all the way up to Pennsylvania. And I'm going to share a work camper job highlight. It was sent in by a viewer from last week. Her name is Shannon, but that's going to be a little later in the story. Then next week, I'm going to share a story from the beginning to the end, our first year as work campers. Have you ever pushed yourself so hard you got sick? Well, last week I was sick. I don't know what I had, but it kept me down for about 8 days. It just sort of stuck with me. I couldn't get rid of it. I'm pretty sure it was the cold weather. Look at those lows. You see that mess? That's cold. It's cold up here. Next year I'm going to have a better plan. I've been working here for 4 weeks. I haven't received a paycheck in 3 weeks. You should read your emails more often. I fired you 3 weeks ago. Okay, let's talk a little bit about work camping. As a work camper, you might think of work camping as a camp host working in a campground. A little bit of work for a place to park your camper. However, there are many different types of work camping jobs. Now, Jill and I, we've had 3 work camping jobs so far. One is a camp host up in Missouri, and we took a job as a gate guard down in Louisiana, and now we're going over to Ronks, Pennsylvania, and we're going to be camp host over there. We loved our first 2 jobs. We like the campground experience, and we are eagerly waiting to start our next job. However, we're always looking for that different kind of job, something not normal, unusual, like us. So I was reading a conversation in Workampers Facebook group, and I thought I'd share it. So the conversation starts off with, they want a different kind of work camping job. This year they're going to be working at a lighthouse, which I thought was pretty cool. But like Jill and I, they're looking for that different kind of work camping job. So I want to share 2 websites where I found some different kind of jobs. I thought they were interesting. The first one's from Workamper News, and you have to be a member in order to see these jobs. They send us emails weekly on hot list jobs. You work for the Mobile Sleeper Company, and you'll operate a mobile hotel service for first responders and firefighters at disaster sites. The duties are daily light maintenance, housekeeping, and front desk duties. It says it's excellent pay. They provide your airfare, your lodging, and your meals while you're on the disaster site. You must be available to travel on short notice. It's a part-time, on-call position. You must have your own transportation to a nearby commercial airport. You must be agile enough to bend, crouch, and maneuver steps. You must work in adverse weather conditions: heat, cold, dry, wet, and fire. For more information, refer to their website and look them up on Facebook. The second one is from Workamping Jobs. Now this one I would do. It's a summer job in Alaska, looking for RVing couples. The positions are the same old stuff: camp host, housekeeping, maintenance, groundskeeper, general labor, stuff like that. But it's in an RV park in Chicken. Chicken is in Alaska. You will work in all phases of campground operations and recreational gold mining operations. That's right, they let you look for gold. Couples work 3 to 4 days a week. for your full hookup site and a salary. You get laundry privileges and also a store discount. The position is open from May 20th to September 20th, 2019. Chicken is remote. It's 78 miles to the nearest groceries and supplies. It's off-grid. They generate their own electricity and water. And obviously, no cell service. Alaska wilderness is at your doorstep. You can do some gold mining, gold panning, take in some of the history of the area, and you can participate in the Alaska's Music Festival. Chicken Stop. They ask that you send inquiries and resumes to their email address. Now, I'll leave all this information down below in the description area, and then somewhere around here, over there. Oh. Well, that's two really cool and really different types of jobs. And Jill and I will continue looking for our future jobs. Hopefully this winter our position will be at a horse farm, but we're still waiting on a call for that. Well, I guess I should get to the rest of the story. The adventure. You know, work camping's not all about the work. It's the thing that comes after. Last week I wasn't feeling so well, and we probably didn't get out as much as we normally do, but this was our week. Wednesday we were in Williamsburg, and the only reason that we went to Williamsburg was to go to Captain George's seafood restaurant. All you can eat, huge restaurant, and really good food. Thursday we were at Fort Monroe, the Casemate Museum, and we saw these two characters lurking around, and Jill had an opportunity to get another stamp in her National Parks passport book. While walking around on the top of the fort, we bumped into a pet cemetery. Evidently everybody's burying their pet on the top of the fort. I just think that's weird. And then Friday, while passing through Baltimore, we stopped at Fort McHenry, which is famous for, by the dawn's early light, a large red, white, and blue banner, whose broad stripes and bright stars were so gallantly streaming. During the Battle of Baltimore, during September 13th and 14th, in the year of 1814, a valiant defense of the fort inspired Francis Scott Key to write the Star-Spangled Banner, our national anthem. That evening we arrived in Pennsylvania. Now, we didn't have a really good plan. Our initial plan was to stay at a friend's. We were going to mooch dock. Come to find out, the municipality says you can't mooch dock. You can't even have a camper connected to electricity by your house. So we went to plan B, and we found us a campground not too far from York. It's called Indian Rock. Now, the problem with finding campgrounds this time of year up north is a lot of them aren't open, and some of them don't even have their water turned on. So anyway, next year we'll have a better plan. Then Saturday we had a little get together with our friends. Now, we have some really good friends, and they sort of hosted a potluck dinner, and we all got together and had a good time, played some games. Did I tell you Jill's competitive? She likes to play games. But we hung out with our friends, caught up, let them know what we were doing for the last year or so, and had a really good time.
Oh, there you go. Hey! Hey, YouTubers!
Sunday evening, we took our camper and our truck over to a garage so we could get our annual state vehicle inspections done. And we slept in the camper that night. And for the first time, I realized that when you have your camper in a garage, you don't have a home. You're homeless. You don't have a place to stay. So like I said, the first night we stayed in our camper, and then they took the camper in to do the inspection. And then the second night we stayed over at one of our friends, a really good friend. Well, we got our truck and our home back, and we're settled into a campground here in York, Pennsylvania. It's Ben Franklin RV Park, and it's a pretty nice park. We plan to be here for a month. Now it's time for Workamper Job Highlights. This week I'd like to share a link to Clayball's Campground. Last week a viewer commented that she'd like me to highlight this campground opportunity. It's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and it's a full-time job at their deli, 40 hours a week, and they pay $11 an hour for all hours worked. The site is discounted $200 a month off the full amount, so you would pay $250 a month for your site. The site is a full hookup site, water, electric, and sewer, and they give you $70 discount on your electric per month. Now, I don't know about cable and Wi-Fi, I didn't ask. Now, if you're interested, they ask that you call Steven. Now, I'll leave his telephone number and the web address in the description down below, and also around here somewhere. What's next for us? Well, we're going to hang out at this campground for about a month, like I said, and we're going to visit friends and family and catch up on some odds and ends and go through our storage and downsize a little bit more. And then in April, we're going over to Ronks, Pennsylvania, and we're going to start our next job as camp host. If you're interested in work camping or gate guarding, I have 2 stories that you should check out. I'll leave those links right up there. Well, that's our story for the week. I hope you enjoyed our story. If you did, click like down below and smash that subscribe button if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. And ring that bell, you'll get a notification every time I post one. You don't want to miss it. New stories every week on Wednesday, right here on this YouTube channel. Until later, thanks for your time. Bye.